questions? Or
Day one, I'm sure you learn a lot, huh?
Well, I mean, yeah, day one is always, everybody's so eager and excited to get out there, you know, and that was the case today. I mean, I thought the guys had a lot of energy and flew around. You know, we're splitting practice on these first 2 days to accomplish a couple things. Number one is so that everybody gets reps. You know, even if, you know, you're really not ready for reps, but everybody gets reps. And, you know, and so when you do that, now you're going to be a little bit thin at some spots. And so there's some guys that got a ton of reps, even probably more than they would have liked because, and then they get tired, you know, and you don't have any subs for them. So, I mean, you know, we take that into account as coaches. Tomorrow will be day 2 install, so a little bit, you know, more plays, and then, you know, we'll see how the guys do tomorrow. We should obviously show improvement on day 2. We get a pretty good idea about kind of what we're doing. But I thought the second practice was much better than the first. And, you know, because most of our starters were probably in the second practice right here, so obviously it's going to be a little bit better.
Is there a specific way you split those guys up into those 2 practices? Well,
not anything in particular. You know, like you say, you try to, like offensive line wise, you know, the starters were in the second unit, so we try to keep those 5 intact and then backups intact just because they have to play together. Like our inside backers, we split those guys up, so 2 starters. So one starter went in the first practice, one went in the second practice. So depending on the position that we had, we kind of mixed it up a little bit. So, but really, you know, we get it all on film, and we'll go in here and evaluate it. You guys get to watch themselves getting reps, and then tomorrow will be the same thing.
How important these first couple of days with all the reps are these practices for, especially some of the younger guys?
Well, they're important. You know, in the first 2 days we're in helmets. You know, so you really, you know, it's really hard to go a bunch of 11 on 11, those type of things, because you can't really physically block because all you got is helmets on. So, but it's good for the young guys to be able to see what they can do, kind of run out there. And some of them, you know, have really big eyes. It's their first time, you know, getting a rep and that kind of thing. But at least they can say, hey, I got some reps. And so then, you know, day 3, we get everybody out there. The reps will be limited for some guys. I mean, you look at the running back position in particular. You got 8 or 9 guys, and you know, there's really one spot. You know, so they won't have as many reps. And so this is an opportunity for them guys to get reps. And you know, we'll see how it goes tomorrow. So we're not out there long today. It's an hour and 10 minutes for both practices, and you know, so you don't have much time to get reps. You got to get there and get what you can get and do the best of it.
How big of a difference could you tell today versus, say, the first day of spring?
Yeah, we were just talking about that. It was a huge difference. You know, particularly defensively. You know, defensively, you're just trying to get lined up back in February when we first started that practice. But they've done a great job in the offseason, really watching film, learning what they need to do. Tremendous improvement defensively, and they have an idea about what we're doing now, and so we were really pleased with that. I think guys, you know, now then flying around, understand what the coaches want and that kind of thing. And then the first unit with the offense here in the second practice was way better. You know, to give you an example, you know, we didn't hit our reps in the first practice. You know, if we had 12 reps, we only hit 9 or 10. Second practice, we get all 12 because the guys are a lot more efficient. So, you know, we'll get better with that with the second, third units, but I think for the starters, the first unit's really good.
As far as the energy level, were you pleased with what you saw from both groups?
Yeah. I mean, they did a great job out there, both groups. Again, first day, you know, excited to be out in practice. You know, the weather is warm, but it wasn't too terribly bad. You know, we had some cloud cover there, but it's just some good work. And you know, I think. You know, once the guys come back in, you watch yourself on film, we get to coach it up, we'll be better tomorrow. I think that's the thing that we like about August, because every day we should be a building block to get better the next day.
Coach, you've talked about the grad transfers. They're all here for a reason. Yeah. How difficult is it for one of those guys to come in and mesh, or what do you look for to know that you're seeing the right things from those guys?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough on them because they're trying to come in and learn a new scheme right away. You know, some of those guys have played it where they came from, or most of them have. And you know, but I think our guys have done a great job welcoming them in and really, you know, trying to teach them up exactly what we're trying to do here and how we're doing things. Those guys that have been in here have been great, you know, so far. And I think, you know, they'll continue to get better and better once they understand the scheme that we're doing. So our guys kind of ahead of those guys because they've been doing it all semester long. So, but no, it's been some good additions for us. And again, as we get the pads on and get a little bit into it, we'll see, you know, how these guys will be. You know, are they starters or are they backups? You know, kind of what their roles will be.
Coach, yesterday you talked about just your excitement to get this going and start putting the pieces together. Just what was it like for you to finally get out there in the first practice?
You know, it's good. It's a process. We all know that. You know, it's day one. You know, we got a lot of work to do. That's what we just talked about. Tons of work to do. You know, how much better can we get tomorrow? You know, so we got to watch the film tonight. You know, coming here in the morning. Tomorrow we're practicing. You know, starting in the morning. So it's a quick turnaround as we start back up. But It's just great to be out there. It's fun to see some of the guys moving better, understanding more what we're doing. It's not as frustrating as a coach, I guess, as you're coaching these guys. So it's been great.
Does anything at all jump out though that you want to clean up? Obviously, probably say everything, but is anything?
Well, no, I just think probably we all know this, and we knew this from the spring, is that creating depth is the most challenging. Going to be the most challenging thing. I think once we put our first units out there, they'll be solid. They'll be pretty good. But then that next unit that has to come in and rotate, is there going to be a drop off? And that's what we got to develop. We got to develop those next guys, those second guys, those third guys, because as you go through a season, you start getting into game 3 and 4 and 5, you get some dings, so the other guys are going to have to play. And I think for us, over the period of August, developing depth, quality depth, I think that's going to be the huge thing that we have to do.
All right, the most important part of camp is staying healthy.
Well, I think we obviously want everybody to be healthy. I'm not really concerned about it the first few weeks. I want all of them to be healthy, but we got a lot of work to do, and so we're going to have to put guys in adverse situations. We're going to have to tackle. We're going to have to block. All those things. We're going to have to play football once we get the pads on. And you're going to get some guys dinged up, and we talked about that in the meeting last night. You guys got to stay healthy, take care of your bodies, get your sleep, rest, food. Nutrition is also important, and you're going to get dings. But we got to fight through those things, and you just knock on wood. We don't have any major injuries. I think that's going to be the key.
Coach, as far relatively clean health-wise.
Oh yeah, no, it's good. It was good today.
As far as camp, how do you manage mornings, afternoons, and obviously I think the weather probably is a little different here than it was in Boone when you were there.
Yeah, we've talked a lot about it this all season about how we'll manage it if it gets to a certain temperature. What we're going to do. We're really the guys. A lot of us, we're doing a great job hydrating, eating, nutrition properly. They've done a great job with that, getting their sleep and their rest. All those things we talk about. We look at the practice schedule. How is everything scheduled out? Everything we're doing for a reason, and to take care of these guys. We have a plan in place if it gets to a certain temperature. So I think we're very cognizant of that, and we also know we got to play some hot games. Our first game is going to be warm, even though it's at night. We got to go to Tallahassee, we got to go to Miami. There's going to be some warm games, so we have to be able to perform at a high level, in the heat. So that's why we're going to train in.
Do you like the morning? I noticed the schedule has a lot of morning.
Well, yeah,
practices.
we have morning practices like tomorrow's from 10 to 1. Really, when you do the split practice, so we're right there at lunchtime. In the fall, we're going to be at 4 o'clock. Some of this is class scheduling. We have class all the way through Wednesday this week. We have walkthrough schedule in the afternoons, so we're going to practice from 9:30, 11:30 for most of camp, and then we'll have walkthroughs in the afternoon. So it's just, we feel like we can get a lot more work that way. It's going to be hot enough between 9:30 and 11:30.
When you have two guys competing for a quarterback spot like that, what impresses you about how these two guys are spending their time together?
Yeah, no, I just think our overall camaraderie of our team's great. These guys have come a long way when we first got here. I think we're caring for each other now. I think everybody just wants to have the best team. And that's what it boils down to. And so if we can compete against each other and make each other better, whoever's opportunity it is to play, then they're going to elevate their play. They're going to be better because of that. So I love the camaraderie between those two guys. They're both great people, and they're working their tails off. They're trying to help each other. We want that at every position. I think when you have that, you're a healthy football team when you have that. Because again, most of you guys are going to have an opportunity to play. It's your time. You got to shine. And so let's help each other while we're going through this competition.
All right, Coach, just
Yep.
guys in here.
All right, thanks, guys.
Dorian, just what was it like getting back out there the first time?
Oh yeah, it was highly anticipated. It went fast, but it was fun.
When you get that first day, are there little jitters even though you're an older guy now?
Yeah, but it's third camp, so it's just really about just wanting to do well.
Coach said he could tell a big difference in the defensive side, first day versus first day in the spring. Could you tell a big difference?
It really seemed like it was chaos a little bit. Things is going fast. It wasn't really that long, so it was not really.
You've been around for a while, and this is a split practice on that you had to see, but what was your impression of some of the newcomers? He said their eyes were kind of big. What was your impression?
I said just new guys. Of course, it's going to be a different scheme, so it's just like things. It's going fast. Their head's going to be spinning a little bit, but it's day one, so they're not really worried about.
Do you think the split practices help in terms of, Coach is saying, it's to get reps? You guys learn another defense.
Oh yeah, it's more reps is always going to help.
Dorian, with the off season and everything that's going on, you talked to the ACC Media Day about wanting to kind of put all that in the rearview mirror. Do you feel like today is a good starting point to kind of erase the past and
Yeah,
move on?
we've been doing that. Like, once we got a new staff, we did that. So.
All right. What was it like to get back out there for the first day practice?
It was great. It was great. I feel like we ain't been out there in a while. So it felt really good. I felt faster and I felt quicker.
Do you think the team, obviously you guys did spring earlier than a lot of teams, think that the team is a little bit more fresh?
Yeah, we're a whole lot fresh. I feel like that helped a lot because that just made us like more excited to come out here and practice.
There's a lot of talk about for this team to have some success. It's going to be how well you guys mesh, the depth. You know, as an offensive lineman, how do you take it when you hear people talking like that?
I take it real well. Like Coach Leffer he just told us his new. He said we pretty much need to have a love language. Like we need to get closer and mesh. Like so, I feel like I can see us meshing more, and we're doing things real well.
What's your impression so far of how you guys have worked in the summer and then now in the first day of camp?
I like it a lot. Because with Coach Leffert, we did 4 days of opportunity every day since we started the summer, and nobody really does that in the country but us. So I feel like that helped us a lot.
Mekhi, Coach said a few minutes ago, Coach Ledford said your starting group he feels like is going to be fine. How important is it to build depth, and what do you see kind of behind you guys, the starters of the potential of some of those guys?
I feel like we're gonna be real good in the starting position, like Coach said. But we need to work on in the back. We got a few veterans back there, but they also need to pick it up as well as the young guys.
How do you get them? You guys have a lot of young guys there. How do you guys get those young guys going?
We gotta talk. We gotta get in their ear. We gotta let them know what's right from wrong, how they doing, and things like that. We gotta pick them up. We can't yell at them. We gotta pick them up.
Coach Leffer mentioned Tyler Hager is kind of one of the hardest workers. Just what have you seen from Tyler? I mean, a walk on and just now projected to be one of the starters for you guys. He definitely earned what he got. From what I got here to where he is now, he definitely earned everything that he has. Why do you say that?
Because he works really hard.
Coach Ledford talks about the band of brothers. Do you think you guys are setting an example for the other units?
Yeah, I feel like we are. Because with the wide receivers, they got this thing called freaks, and you hear them say it a lot. And we say we're band of brothers, so I feel like we like the stepping stone for everybody else. Everybody trying to do what we trying to do.
Mekhi, how different are you coming into this fall camp than you were maybe last year this time?
I'm slimmer. I feel a whole lot slimmer. I lost body fat. I feel great. I feel really great.
What were you this time last year, and what are you down to now?
I was about 370 last year. Right now I'm about 350. So I feel a whole lot slimmer.
How much work did that take in the off season, and how do you think it's going to help you on the field?
It took a whole lot of work. Coach Mike worked us really hard this summer, and I feel like it's gonna help me out a lot because, like I just said, I feel a whole lot faster on my feet. My steps are better from summer, and to where I was last year, I feel a whole lot better.
Do you feel like this is kind of your room now? I mean, are you the leader of the room?
Yes, sir.
How does that change things, if at all, in your mind?
I have to be more vocal. My freshman year and sophomore year, I was like a leader, but I wasn't a leader. If you understand what I'm saying, but I got to be more vocal now. Talk to them and tell them what's right from wrong.
Do you like the split practice idea?
Yeah, because I feel like it helps the younger guys get more reps, so they can see. Because when we together, they're not gonna get reps like they should, so they can see how we work.
Coach had mentioned that he kept the 5 youth starters together. How important do you feel like that is?
I feel like that's gonna bring us better chemistry. We're gonna get to know each other better by doing that and having game reps.
What is TJ? I mean, he's played a lot of games in the SEC. What has he brought to that room for you guys, and as he and Cole kind of compete for that job? How can he help build the depth, I guess?
I mean, right now he's kind of quiet, so he's still he stayed to himself a little bit. So we still trying to get him back in the group so we can mesh with him and things like that. But he's a really good worker. He does stuff on his own. We see him do the stuff on his own, so he's a really good worker.
Good. All right. Cut.
How was that?